Nature Glow here. Hi, friends. Today I'm going to talk about, it's actually the beginning of a series called A Beginner's Guide to Van Life, how I converted my 2001 Ford E350 van. So just to catch you up, by the way, feel free to support this channel. You can use your little phone to zip into that code and it'll open you up to my Ko-fi community. So I am doing a 30-day challenge, and this is part of that 30-day challenge of uploading every single day and doing live stream every day. So just to catch you up, if you haven't watched my channel before, I just got fired from one of the biggest jobs I've ever had in my life. And it wasn't too much of a shocker. Yeah, it was kind of bad. So now I am, instead of being down in the dumps about it, I'm just really hyper focusing on what it is that I want to do in life. How can I best serve humanity? It obviously wasn't at that desk job. So, in my heart of hearts, I didn't want to be there the rest of my life. I thought I'd be there, help dig myself out of debt. I am in a lot of credit card debt from trying to make a go of several online businesses actually. So all of my debt is from trying to create a female business and basically failing at it. But that's okay. We learn from our mistakes. We get up and we keep going. Failure does not have to be the final story in our lives. Failure is a teacher. I know in our culture, failure is really looked down on. But really, throughout human history, failure is how humans learn, period. So I embrace failure. I learn from it. I move on. So that's what this series is all about. So let's dive into how I converted my 2001 Ford E350 van. So also just a little tiny rewind here. I have been a full-time van lifer since 2013, actually technically 2012, when I bought my van, or rather swapped my van for my just paid off Chevy Malibu. Very exciting moment in my life. That was like one of the few times in my life, not few, but one of the several times in my life where I manifested what I want, like really quickly. So with this channel, I want to manifest getting back on the road full time, because I was on the road full time for 8 years, fell into debt, just really hit rock bottom, hit some really low times with making a living and supporting myself on the road. So I moved in with my boyfriend last year, and I've done a few jobs. My favorite all-time job actually was being a medical transporter. So I may very well go back to doing that, but I'm just taking a little bit of break to focus on YouTube. And with the aim and the goal to get back on the road full time, at least do a lot more travel, manifest a mobile, remote, online job, preferably YouTube. I'd love to be a YouTuber. But being a YouTuber is a long game. So let's look at my van here. So this light is a little bit blaring here. Let me turn on the other light with the goal to give us better lighting. Okay, so I'm going to shine that back here. So this, now, okay. So this is my bed. So the bed actually came with the van when I made the trade. The guy used the van as like a man cave to get away. The previous owner, he was also a mechanic, so the van he did a lot of work on it. So the bed was already here. This table was already here. He also had a power outlet that he had put in on the side. Just trust me. I'm not going to jump out and show you, but so I do have a power plug in. So if I'm ever at like a campground, I can always plug in. Unfortunately, just recently I've been having issues with that plug-in, so now I use a cord. Let's see if I can show that to you. I know, again, the light's in the way. So now I have this cord that comes in that I'm shaking around. That's the cord, the power cord. And right now that's powering. So I actually have a tarp over my van right now. I do have solar, a solar panel, a 240 watt solar panel. I'll be doing a separate video about solar another day, so I'm not going to talk too much about the solar panel. It does work, but we're expecting snow here in Eastern California. There's a lot of snow in the area on the mountains, so I don't like to deal with snow in my gutters and sitting on my van, so I just covered it over with a tarp. So I can't see my solar panel right now. All right, so now how I did further the conversion here was my father helped me raise this bed a couple of inches so that I can use it for storage underneath. So I can lift the plywood foundation, which the bed is where all the pillows and my upholstery grade tri-fold seat, which folds into a chair and then unfolds into a bed. That's my mattress. Actually, I've had that since 2013 and it's still doing great. I sleep on it pretty comfortably. But I have enough storage. I would say my storage is about a foot high. So I have some crates under there. I have snowshoes because one of my dreams is to travel to Mammoth Lakes in the winter and do some winter camping with a heater I'd like to plug in at a campground and go snowshoeing and cross-country skiing. All right, so you'll notice my clothes. So I have this bar, which is held into place with zip ties, plastic zip ties, heavy duty ones, because they break. They like dry out, they get cracked. And I'm in the desert here, so I have to change them out. Or usually what happens is a lot of weight will get on here, and I just they end up breaking and everything falls to the ground and la la la. It's a pain in the neck. But that's what I have. So and then under, this isn't actually supposed to be technically a van tour. I guess it's kind of sort of turning out to be, but what the topic here is how I converted my 2001 Ford E350 van. So I want to stay focused on that. But the van came with this bar and this towel. I still have this towel that the guy had with it, and this gives me privacy. This is really great. Now the van came with very minimal insulation. So that was my top job. And that is my number one tip. As soon as you get a van, gut it out and insulate, insulate, insulate. Insulate as much as you possibly can and still live comfortably in your van. So let me show you the layers of insulation. And this is like the best spot to see that. Okay, no, it's not. Let's see. I just want to show you the layers of insulation. I know it's a little bit hard with my stuff in the van, but here you can see I have foam core. I have the Luan plywood, and overlaying the windows, I have these big windows that are all covered up on both sides and back of the van. So I actually covered over those windows with Pink Panther insulation. If I could do it again, I probably wouldn't use the Pink Panther insulation because it has the little, I don't know, I just hear it's not healthy. But I made sure that it was kind of airtight, like I covered it over with a sheet. And I think I actually covered it over with Reflectix. So, which brings me to the next part of the conversion here. So I stripped down the van to bare metal. And then I bought a giant roll of Reflectix, and then I just literally used the entire roll to cover the metal skin of the van. And that, do you know what that would be for? Share in the comments if you know what that would be for. So that is actually, hang on a second. Let me just, captions. I want to see if I can just go full screen here. It'll let me do that. Okay. All right. So if anyone's there, go ahead and chat. I will see it. I should be able to see it. Hello. Is anyone joining me live? Okay. So I realize many people are busy today. So a lot of people will be watching this video after the fact and aren't able to join me live. Also, I have not been going live for very long. So this is just my way of getting the word out there and to, attract more people to this channel. Okay, so onward with how I converted my 2001 Ford E350 van. Okay, so we have a skin of Reflectix. It's the silver stuff that I just showed you. So that protects the van from moisture, like moisture that I breathe in and out, moisture from the air. When I first went to look at the van before I made the swap, my dog and I spent the night in it. And in the morning, there was condensation on the metal. And I knew immediately, like I just knew intuitively that that was like the first job that I would need to do was to make sure that I would take care of insulating the van to a degree that moisture would not build up on the metal, because that would eventually cause rust issues, and rust is like, cancer to a vehicle. All right, so then I used a 1/2 of an inch of foam core over top of the Reflectix. And also I used 2-sided tape to stick the Reflectix to the metal throughout the entire van. Okay, and then the foam core, and I did have help with all of this. I strongly suggest getting help. 2 hands are really help a lot with converting a van. I know there's a lot of people out there, men, women, non-binary people that do it themselves completely, and I highly admire that. But I don't personally have the skills. I don't even know how to use power tools. Okay, that's not true. I can use them, but I'm really clumsy. Like it takes a lot of hand strength to drill things in. I just need more practice. And it was just so much easier to have my father there helping me drill in the holes and helping me find the ribs of the van, and he helped me measure things out, and he had a band saw to saw all the Luan plywood. So, and I have not really changed very much about this conversion since I got it, since my father and I finished the conversion in, let's see, we did it March and April of 2013. Okay. So after the foam core, then we did the Luan plywood. And the reason I chose Luan is, and I think my father had the idea. I might have gotten the idea from another van lifer, but I like the color of it. It's bright. To me, it's bright and cheery. It just feels homey to me to have the Luan. Because it can tend to get dark in a van, and especially when I'm trying to stealth camp and I want privacy and all the windows are blocked off. It's nice when I have the lights on to have this bright color wood, Luan plywood. My father and I also put in these shelves, and these are just shelves from Walmart. And yes, I do have Velcro to keep the drawers shut. because when I'm driving, sometimes they'll fly open. So, and they hold a lot of things that, you know, like tools. My dishes are here. So, so here's a cooking pan. My silverware is in there. This drawer, honestly, it's a bit of a catch-all junk drawer. I'm not proud of that. I have weeded through that so many times. It's not funny. The bottom drawer is for like my electronics. Yeah, there's a bottom drawer down here. So unfortunately, I don't really have an aisle next to my bed. It's, and this, again, this is not a tour. This is about my conversion. So I'm trying to stay focused. But yeah, I don't have floor space next to my bed. Now, when I first got the van pre-conversion, where the shelves were, that was all open space. So, you know, because it's just a twin bed. So there was plenty of room for the dog to be there on the floor or for stuff to be there. But it just wasn't a great use of space. So I chose to close the aisle and use it for storage. So also, the original owner had that another bar held together with zip ties. Actually, that bar has never fallen off, not once since I've had it, that I can remember. And then we have the black towel. I also have Reflectix behind it, so it helps insulate the van. It's really chilly right now because it's been raining and snowing. It's like in the 40s here in Eastern California. Very rare kind of weather here in the desert. Let's see. The floor already came with carpeting, which I've since overlaid it with shorter pieces of carpet so that I can just pull them out and shake them out and not have to bother with vacuuming. I mean, I have vacuumed in here. That's perfectly reasonable. I never did take out the passenger seat. I just use it for storage right now. So the front passenger seat is still here. And of course the driver's seat. So it's not a glam van. Most van lifers aren't in glam vans. And then, you know, people like me who don't have a very good decorative aesthetic, you know, decorative gift, I could definitely work on that. I have struggled with managing the amount of stuff I have and trying to make it look better. Not quite so cluttered. Like, it'd be nice to do something with this, these clothes, you know, so that looks better up there. But I've thought about putting a fishnet up there and getting rid of the duffel bag. So I just need to figure that out. So yeah, that is the basic conversion. Trying to think if there's anything else that we did other than putting in the solar panel. Not really. So that's how I converted my 2001 Ford E350 van. So check out my other videos that appear here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.